Sigma males are very picky about the people they let into their lives. They take a long time to really trust someone or let them in, and they want loyal and supportive people. When they're rejected, it hurts. So, they analyze. They replay the events again and again in their mind, considering every detail and trying to figure out what they could have done differently. They're trying to make something logical out of it, some kind of lesson. They want to learn what went wrong so they can prevent it next time. Eventually, they rationalize the whole situation until they come to terms with it. The more invested they were, the more time it takes. That's why you'll hear Sigma men warn others not to let anyone in, to guard yourself and your heart with a protective bubble. They've realized that people don't always treat you the way you deserve, protecting themselves from that. This happens when someone they care about rejects them, or when they invested in something that didn't work out the way they wanted it to. It can be anything from a business partnership that failed to a relationship that ended badly. Regardless of what it is, Sigma males need some time and space once they've been rejected before they move on. While the thought of a Sigma male being rejected can be slightly frightening due to their high levels of confidence, these signs will show you that, though he may be upset for a few moments, the Sigma male will bounce right back and continue on his life. Sigma men often react differently to rejection depending on the situation and who they are feeling rejected by. If this is done by someone they are not close to or don't know well, then Sigmas can often move on from this fairly easily. They don't want to allow outside people to really affect them or prevent them from getting things done efficiently. But when it comes to their loved ones and the people they trust, this can be entirely different for Sigmas. While they don't mind people challenging them or disagreeing with their opinions, feeling a sincere sense of rejection from their loved ones is totally different for them. This can cause them to appear somewhat shut down or closed off to this person, not wanting to subject themselves to that negative feeling again. This doesn't mean they will cut that person out completely. They just might feel distant for a little bit. They don't want to appear like they are being emotional, but can have a hard time really working through these emotions. When some people become aggressive after rejection, Sigma males take a more passive approach. Here are 8 things that Sigma males will do when they are rejected. 1. They hide their feelings. Sigma males tend to keep their feelings close to their chest and rarely express them openly. This can make it difficult for others to know what they're really thinking or how they truly feel about a situation. At the same time, this helps them to avoid being hurt by negative or unwanted feedback. Rather than opening themselves up to rejection or criticism, they prefer to simply keep things inside and deal with them on their own terms. This can make it challenging for others to connect with Sigma men at times, as they rarely share what's really going on in their minds or hearts. But for those who can manage to break through the walls and connect with them, there is a unique sense of intimacy and trust often lacking in other types. For Sigma males, hiding their feelings can be both a blessing and a curse. While it protects them from emotional pain and vulnerability at times, it can also make them seem distant and disconnected from others. Many people struggle to understand them, which can leave them feeling misunderstood. The ability to hide their feelings is a double-edged sword for Sigma men. While it helps them avoid pain in some situations, it also makes it difficult for others to truly understand them on a deeper level. 2. They start again, more determined than ever. Unlike some other men, Sigma males don't give up easily when faced with rejection. Instead of dwelling on the situation and wallowing in self-pity, they use it as motivation to try again. Even if they feel defeated or discouraged by the experience, they will push through their feelings and start working toward their goals again with more determination and confidence than before. While this process may take some time, Sigma men are able to bounce back from rejection and pick themselves up, ready to face whatever comes next. This is when they feel highly motivated and driven to succeed, especially if their rejection was caused by a setback in their endeavors or career. This is when they are most likely to take the necessary steps to get back on track and push past any obstacles that stand in their way. They often love to do this in silence, without needing the validation or support of others in order to make progress. This is the moment when you don't hear anything from Sigma for a while, and then suddenly, he makes a big splash in his career or other endeavors, amazing you with his incredible achievements. 3. Rejection can set them free. While it is certainly painful to experience rejection, there can be a silver lining in the process. For Sigma males, rejection can actually help them break free from toxic relationships or unhealthy situations holding them back. Perhaps they've been in a bad relationship for too long or are feeling stuck in a dead-end job. Whatever the reason, rejection can serve as a sign that it's time to start making some changes and moving on to something new. For Sigma males, this is a positive aspect of rejection. They embrace the idea that sometimes we must let go to move forward and create new opportunities for ourselves. While it can be scary and overwhelming at first, they can use their experiences with rejection as motivation to do so. After a period of hurt and disappointment, Sigma men are able to use the experience as a catalyst for change and growth. Whether in their personal or professional lives, rejection has the power to set them free from what is no longer serving them or bringing them happiness. And with this newfound freedom comes new possibilities and opportunities for success. This can be an incredibly liberating experience for Sigmas, allowing them to let go of things holding them back and focus on the things that truly matter. Perhaps this is why they often seem to move past rejection so quickly, focusing on what's next for them. Rejection can be a turning point in their lives, helping them to finally break free from cycles of negativity or unhappiness. And while this certainly isn't easy, it can be a necessary step on the path to greater freedom and fulfillment. 4. They analyze every detail. Sigma males are known for being highly logical, so when rejected, they will analyze every detail of the situation to determine what went wrong. They may replay the events in their mind over and over again, considering every possible explanation for what happened. While they may feel hurt and disappointed by the rejection, they are determined to understand and learn from it to prevent a similar situation from occurring in the future. Many Sigma men are very driven and focused on their goals, so when they encounter a setback in their endeavors, they will take the time to reflect and evaluate what went wrong. This may mean taking a step back from the situation and devoting some time to self-reflection to gain a deeper understanding of themselves and their actions. They may spend hours or even days analyzing and reevaluating the situation, but this process is necessary to help them recover and move forward. 5. They don't let their emotions overpower them. Sigma males tend to be very level-headed and rarely let their emotions overpower their rationality. This can help them avoid making rash decisions or taking unnecessary risks, even in the midst of intense emotions. For example, suppose they experience a major setback in work or business. In that case, they are often able to maintain their composure and keep moving forward, rather than letting their emotions get the best of them. Similarly, they can maintain healthy relationships despite hurt feelings or disagreements, as they focus on finding a reasonable resolution, rather than acting out of anger or frustration. This ability to control their emotions is one of the many strengths of Sigma males. By being able to think rationally and remain level-headed, they are often better equipped to make good decisions and handle difficult situations. And while it can be challenging at times, for many Sigmas, this is an essential part of who they are. 6. They may become more introverted or reserved. When Sigma males feel rejected by someone they care deeply about, they may become less outgoing and more introverted as a way to cope with their feelings. Rather than socializing with others and putting themselves out there, they may opt for more solitary activities like reading, running, listening to music, or spending time alone. They may also become more reserved and quiet around the people they care about, preferring to spend time quietly by themselves rather than mingling with others at social events. This is not to say that Sigma males become antisocial or avoid socializing altogether. But they may take a temporary step back from interacting with others in order to come back stronger and more resilient. By taking some time for themselves and working through their emotions in solitude, they are able to process their feelings and regain their strength. This can be a healthy way for them to work through their emotions and become stronger and more confident in themselves. 7. Rejection will never define them. While Sigma males may experience feelings of hurt and disappointment following a rejection, they don't let it define them. They know that it doesn't represent their worth or value as a person, but is merely one small part of who they are. Rather than letting it hold them back from moving forward in life, they look at rejection as a challenge to overcome. They take it as an opportunity to learn and grow, and view the experience as something that makes them stronger and more resilient in the long run. Sigma men are self-assured people who usually don't care about the criticisms of others. Just because one person rejects you doesn't mean they're right. They refuse to let people who don't care about them control how they see themselves or their lives in general. This allows them to move past their feelings of rejection and focus on what they truly care about. While this can be difficult in the moment, it's a key component of resilience and strength for Sigmas as individuals. While rejection is certainly a painful experience, they know it doesn't define them as people. Instead, they are able to use it as an opportunity to learn and grow, which ultimately adds up to their success in life. Whether they decide to try again in the same situation or move on to something new altogether, they remain resilient and steadfast in their goals and ambitions. 8. They become much more careful in their choices. When Sigma males experience rejection, they often become much more careful in their choices moving forward. Rather than taking risks or making impulsive decisions, they tend to think things through much more carefully and thoroughly before proceeding. This may mean spending more time researching options in work or business, or being selective about the people they allow into their lives. They will typically become more aware of their own needs and expectations. Sigma men tend to be rational thinkers who carefully analyze every decision before moving forward. They can be hesitant to take risks or make impulsive decisions, preferring to carefully consider all possible outcomes before choosing a course of action. This can sometimes make them seem standoffish or aloof, as they tend to be more cautious in their interactions. However, it also allows them to make better choices and avoid falling into the same traps that have affected them in the past. If a Sigma is able to overcome past rejection and break through his hesitancy, he can become an incredibly powerful, successful individual. While the Sigma male is often perceived as cold, aloof, and unapproachable, he actually values deep relationships with the people around him. This can be especially true after experiencing rejection or disappointment in previous romantic or professional relationships. Because of this need for connection, the Sigma male will typically become much more selective when choosing new partners, friends, and business associates.